everybody, and welcome back to another edition of the train station. And a bit of a surprise stream today. I got another person with me. Everybody, give a warm welcome to my guest, Caleb, who was
Hello.
who was actually in the stream yesterday. That if you guys missed it, is on the channel live right now. Interviewed a good friend of ours, Kelly. He was in there and he wanted to jump on the show, so here we are. So why don't you go ahead and jump in and tell the viewers a little bit about yourself?
Uh, Hi, my name is Caleb. I am a YouTuber and sometimes a Twitch streamer. Um, I'm a insanely good Valorant player, and I'm 46.
Are you actually 46? No, you're not.
Yeah. Yeah.
For real?
Mm-hmm.
You don't look it at all.
Black don't crack.
All right. So, what got you into content creating?
Honestly, I made videos since I was like 11 years old. Like I'll like make like basic like gameplay like walkthroughs like type of videos. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
used to play a lot of like Sonic games, so I like record it with like my camcorder, like on my TV, and like
Back in
post it
the
on
day
YouTube.
when you guys,
Back in the day,
when technology was not quite up to the way it is now.
definitely. And I definitely couldn't afford a capture card, so like I had like this little camcorder. I was like, gotta be like $30 or something. But yeah, it was really and not only that, I also want to do like claymations. I still have claymations that I used to make, and also like stop motion with action figures and stuff. I was really into that as well. I just love making videos in general, just like making, yeah, like from gaming videos to vlogs to eventually I want to make like short films and stuff. But I just love making videos in general.
So you mentioned how you want to make short films. So have you did you go to school for like film or anything like that, or it's just kind of always been an
Nah,
interest of yours?
in my opinion, I believe you should go to school for like your passion. Like I feel like it just takes the fun out of it, in my opinion. It's situational. Like it depends on how much you really like it. Like I'm in school right now for computer science.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on my last year, um, and like computer science is definitely like not my passion. Right? I hate math. Programming's cool. Like I do enjoy it sometimes. Um, the theory, all that, I think that's all trash. I hate it so much. But I do like technology a lot, and I just feel like I can make a good career out of it. But it's not something that I'm like passionate about. Like I think I'd rather make videos on my own, like and learn myself, rather than like go to school for it. Tell some like some old dude telling me like how to make something.
Right.
Like I don't know. In my opinion, I feel like when it comes to like creativity, I feel like you should figure out that stuff you're on your own for the most part. Like maybe someone could get you like started, like
Mm-hmm.
to understand like the basics of it. But I feel like for the most part, um, when it comes to creativity, like I feel like it's so like endless that you can do anything you want, really. Like
Right.
nothing defines like a good video or a good song or anything like that, right? It's just like how you
Yes
if
and
it's
no.
good to you. If it's good to you, then it's good.
I would think because I read this somewhere and it was like because people like me who are kind of just starting off on YouTube haven't been doing it too long. Like I've only been on YouTube like 2 years or so. It's like people will sit through terrible video quality, but it's really like good audio quality that you need. So like I think when you say like as long as it's good to you, like so basically like if you have good audio and you're happy with it, then yeah, I could understand how it would be good to you. But I do want to disagree with you a little bit. I went to college for my passion, which was broadcasting and all of that,
Hmm.
and I tended to enjoy my time there. But so that's just a little bit of that on to play devil's advocate a little bit is I actually enjoyed going to college for my passion, but I can see why you wouldn't want to go for your passion because it would take the fun out of it. But I think I had more fun in college than I did almost any other time in school.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, college is way more fun.
And
COVID kind of fucked it up though, but
it did, but I definitely
yeah.
think that me going for something that I was passionate about definitely helped. because it made me kind of want to go more and kind of learn, because I learned more about like podcasting, and really I learned a lot of like the behind the scenes stuff that goes on in
Mm-hmm.
college, and that's kind of increased my passion for it even more, because I always just wanted to be in front of the camera talking. And then I got to college and I'm like, okay, there's a lot more that actually goes into it. Here's everything that
Yeah.
goes into it. And
Mm-hmm.
it definitely just kind of grew more of a passion towards it.
Yeah. Like I don't. Yeah. Like I feel like it's situational. You know,
Mm-hmm.
depends on each
I
person.
mean, I feel like that's college in general. Like, I feel like, especially now, like, college isn't for everybody, and there's so many other options out there. But
Mm-hmm.
it's really, like you said, it's really kind of just like situational. Like, if you find something that you know you want to do, just go get your education in it, have something to fall back on. But if you don't think college is for you, it's not the end of the world. You have plenty of other options. There's trade schools, there's, YouTube, there's TikTok now, which everybody seems to be going crazy over. Which I personally don't have TikTok. I don't find enjoyment in TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have a TikTok, but the way I'm seeing the rest of these content creators post their things on TikTok, I'm thinking maybe I should get one for just solely that.
Oh yeah, you have to be on TikTok. If you want to grow, you gotta be on TikTok. It's like no other
Mm-hmm.
way. Like it's just the way. It's just so fast.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's easy to go through, and it's easy to get noticed because like I remember I posted on TikTok before, mind you, 0 followers. Like I literally just made the account, right? No one's following it. I post it, right? One of the first videos I post, boom, 1,000 views.
Oh wow.
A couple videos later, doing 6,000, right? And like boom, like 10,000, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's so easy to get views on like fucking
Mm-hmm.
TikTok. It's insane. Like if you're a YouTube channel with, like 0 subscribers, there's a very low chance you're gonna get views unless it's like a how-to video or like something people are actually looking for. But if it's like
Right.
something that you made, that, like you think is cool, you're not gonna
Mm-hmm.
like it's not gonna work.
I feel that because I have a lot of content that, especially in some of my past videos, that I'm like super proud of, but I don't feel like it got the love and appreciation that it should have. Because I'm like, oh, this is like one of my favorite videos, and it has like, like 12 views. And I'm like, well, dang, I worked really hard on that, and I'm really proud of it. And then, I have nothing to really show for it.
Bro, that is so painful. I hate that so much. Like, there's so many videos that I work like 10, 12 hours on like editing, and then
Mm-hmm.
it would be like my like lowest like viewed video. I'm like, damn, I
Yeah.
I worked so hard for that
It's
shit.
yeah,
Like,
it's definitely heartbreaking. And that's kind of why I kind of wanted to go live at the same time, because it was like I've put so much time into editing that I like, and then I don't see the views come up. So I'm like, okay, so then what's the point in editing? So at least this way, if I go live and I make a mistake, it's like, oh well, you got what you see, kind of that thing. But at the same time, it's like then
yeah,
again, going live, I feel takes away the quality of my work sometimes if I don't edit the video afterwards.
yeah,
But
I feel you. Like, thing is, when I first started YouTube, like recently, 'cause I've
mm,
made multiple YouTube channels, right? I went through phases, right?
mm,
I had my cringe phase, right? Like in the very beginning, me making like Minecraft videos and trolling and stuff, right?
yep,
But like this channel I made now, there were times where I'll be like on YouTube Studio, just like looking like how well I'm doing. Cause there was a time where my videos kind of just like shot up from where it was, cause I had like 20 subscribers, right?
mm.
And I think my videos would get like maybe like 100 views each, right?
Must
Like
be
it was
nice.
pretty well done.
It must
Yeah,
be
it was pretty
nice.
well done. Yeah. I mean, most of it was just me sharing the videos. That's what it
Mm.
was. And then people started subscribing, like, oh, this guy's actually consistent in making it, right? Um, but then one time, like, my video was on Reddit, and then it went from like 50 views to like 300, like overnight or something. And then I was like, oh my god, like I'm on a pretty good streak right now. Hopefully my next video will be better. It was not better. It was like it wasn't even close. Like I think I had like maybe like 80 max, but then it just like died down from there. And then I was like, damn. And then the thing about numbers is that it only keeps going up. So like if you just keep worrying about numbers too much, it's gonna like ruin like your mentality, like your
Right.
mental health or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
because
I try not to look at that anymore.
I will say
Yeah.
that there's times that I have like considered to stop podcasting in general because I wasn't getting the I was looking too much into the numbers instead of, having the passion for it. And so I would just
Mhm.
look at the numbers and I'm like, well, I'm getting like 5, 6, 7 views. Why am I continuing to do this? And so I was looking more of it from like a business standpoint rather than a passion standpoint. And it was like you said, it was like killing my mental health. I'm like, why am I going to continue doing something where I'm literally just talking to myself in front of a camera and then nobody's actually paying attention to it?
Yeah, and like with me, like it wasn't like I don't really care much about like the. It would be cool to be like to make it like a business or anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it was like I feel like my video deserves this many views because it's cool. Like at the start, like my videos were funny and they were cool and way better than a lot of videos I saw on YouTube. So like I definitely deserve more views. I felt like, in my opinion, but it's my work too. So, but what I thought about was like maybe I'm just underrated, bro. Like maybe like I'm just the underdog, and then like
Yep.
one day like it's gonna blow up. Maybe I have that one video that's gonna like go crazy, and then people will realize how well I'm doing.
Right, and yeah, I've had friends tell me that too. They're like, "Dude, just keep at it." They were like, "I had one friend that was on YouTube for like 6 years. He wasn't growing much, and then one day he just blew up out of nowhere and overnight." So, you
Hmm.
know, kind of, the motivating words like that and stuff is kind of what has kept me going. But
Hmm.
I guess it's all just really how you see it and how you content create.
Yeah,
But
hey man, like as long as you have like one person like
mm-hmm,
enjoying your stuff, like that's like, bro. One thing I know that keeps me going even at the editing for so long is like people just telling me how much they love it. Like I love it when
mm-hmm,
people say they like my videos, bro. It gets me. I have like
right,
the biggest grin on my face when people
right.
do that. Like it's just so satisfying.
And
So
I do
like,
have I do want to I do have a little bit of a loyal fan base. They're my friends, but as long as they're tuning in for
hey,
as
bro,
long as they're tuning
most of
in
my
and
views are my friends, bro. Like, a
it's like
lot of
as
them
long
are
as
my
they're
friends.
tuning in, I guess I can't complain too much because at least then I know at least they're watching. So if I do it for them, then it's better than doing it for nobody.
Yeah.
So you've been doing this YouTube game for a while, and I asked Kelly this yesterday. What advice would you give to people that are like just starting out doing content?
Uh, I mean, I'm not that like. I'm not really. I want to say. I feel like I'm the wrong person to ask this. Like, I'm not really like a veteran or anything. Where like, I don't know. Honestly, like, just do it for fun, bro. Like, I don't know. I feel like doing it as like a business takes like it just drains you crazy. In my opinion, I feel like YouTube should be like a fun thing to do. Like, if it's a fun thing, then like when you're successful, it's gonna be even better from there.
Yeah, because I feel like a
Uh,
lot of the bigger streamers or like the bigger YouTubers at this point they're kind of just doing it for the money and they've kind of lost the enjoyment of what YouTube is.
yeah, you know the main reason why is because people from YouTube now make a shit ton of money.
Yep.
Cause like before, like Ryan Higa, right? He's like my favorite like YouTuber
Mm-hmm.
of all
I don't
time.
know who that is, but
Ryan, you know Naigi Higa, the How to Be Ninja.
mm-mm.
What? You never see it? That's
No.
crazy. I think you see at least one video of him.
I
But
probably have.
hey,
The name doesn't sound familiar though.
wait, you know like Smosh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well
I do know
he was like
Smosh.
bigger than Smosh. Like they're like neck and
Okay.
neck kind of. But he's like a veteran. Like he was in the YouTube when it that just started, right?
Mm-hmm.
And around that time, you didn't make any money. He had like like almost a million subs, I think. He still didn't make money. So, uh, and the thing is that like around that time, like it was just all mostly it was just for fun, right? Like he was still in college
Right.
and like like taking money out of his pocket, like making these videos and stuff. But now, like you don't even need like a million subscribers to make like a insane amount of money. Like you can
Mm-hmm.
have like 500K and be like a millionaire. Like that's how
That's
crazy this
still a
YouTube
lot.
thing
That's
is.
still a lot of subscribers though when you look at it in retrospect.
I mean, yeah, but like compared to everyone else, like because to be like a millionaire on YouTube, like you gotta be like the top like 0.1% or
Yeah,
something,
you gotta
right?
be on like Mr.
500K is
Beast
not
level.
point 0.1 top 1.1%, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I know a couple people who have like around 500K. So even though it's a lot, like it's not crazy, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
to be a millionaire, that's crazy. Like just it's crazy to think about, in my opinion. So I think that's why it's like people just like don't care. Like Vanoss Gaming, right? I used to be a huge Vanoss fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
What does he do now? He doesn't edit his own videos anymore. He hires some dude, has like like he records his session, cuts it up a little bit, and posts a video. Before he would record like hours of it and make it like funny moments. It'll be like probably 8 hours of footage and put it down to 5 minutes, right? Kind of stuff I do, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that takes a lot of time though.
It does,
So
absolutely.
yeah, so you could tell he has like a schedule and just doing it basically as like a business at this point. Which I don't blame him. He's probably like burnt out and stuff, and he's doing like music and stuff, other stuff, but that's just the reality of it.
Yeah, I think I'm like every other person in the world, and I absolutely hate editing. So I
Yeah.
hope that I can get big to that point where I can just hire somebody to edit all my videos for me, and they can like watch previous videos to see what exactly to cut out and whatnot. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm probably like every other person on this planet who just hates editing. And there's people that do like it, but for the most part, I think as a content creator, most content creators hate editing their own stuff.
Yeah, I hate editing too. But I think the part that I hate the most is like the tedious part. Like
Mhm.
the stuff you do like over and over again. I think that's the part I hate. Like chopping up is fun,
Mhm.
right? But I think it's like the subtitles and like all the stuff I do like over and over again. It's like, bro, it gets so boring after a while, and it's just like
Yeah.
when I try something new or something like that's like funny or like interesting, then
Mhm.
it's cool, right? I actually enjoy that. But the subtitles and stuff, nah, it's so boring.
Yeah, so like a lot of my editing is like cutting out like all the dead air and the pauses and all of that, and it like especially like when videos are like an hour long, like that video I have to edit of my Kelly interview yesterday, like a lot of that dead air I'm gonna end up getting rid of, and it gets really tedious and boring after a while because you're like I just cut it, and then you're like 30 seconds in, you got to cut more, and it's a really
Yeah.
tedious process.
Hmm.
But okay, so let me. I guess that question I asked earlier. Let me rephrase it a little bit, and then maybe you could answer it that way. Do you think it's more important to have quality or quantity videos?
Depends on what you want to do. Like, if you're just trying to make money, quantity, that's the way to go. But if you want to if you treat your videos as like art, like
Mm-hmm.
you want your art to be good, then quality, 100%.
Well, yeah. So basically, I'm asking more of like somebody who's like just starting out. So like somebody's not going to start out, and they're not going to start out by making money. So would you suggest to them
Oh,
that they get a bunch of
I,
videos out, or do you suggest that they like focus on their craft and making good videos and then putting multiple out?
um, and it plan on getting big, right? Is that the
Well,
goal? Oh,
isn't that the goal of most content creators? Is to eventually get big, and not every content creator wants to, but for the most
yeah,
part, if you're creating content, you want to reach as wide of an audience as you can.
yeah. So I guess if you're trying to do that in quantity, 100%, you just put a whole bunch of like videos out, and
Mm-hmm.
then you're gonna get better over time. Keep on doing it, but put a whole bunch of videos out, and you'll be good.
Yeah, I can definitely vouch for getting better over time because when I first started my podcast, I had no camera. I had a clip art profile picture that I just wrote train station on. It was really corny. I did have a host though, which did help, and I kind of wish more so now that I had a host rather than back then, because I wish I would have like started solo and then had the podcast host, especially with how much I've grown. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I can definitely vouch for you will definitely get better, and it does get easier over time. But it's really just I think the hardest part of the entire thing is starting.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. Starting
So
is the hardest part.
and that's definitely what I've noticed because like uh, as I said yesterday with Kelly, like I've always wanted to do the podcast, but I was never really sure how I wanted to do it, and so
Yeah,
I always kept putting it off because I wasn't sure, and it was just like the hardest part is actually just starting, and I haven't been doing this too long, but definitely. So I'm still kind of new, so I don't really even know which is the better way to go. Like I have good videos and they don't get a lot of a lot of views, and then I post multiple videos and they get. So I don't really know. I'm not the right person to ask, but I like you said, I think it just depends on what you're going for, what you're trying to
yeah,
do with it.
because honestly, like when I tried to do like a schedule thing where
Hmm.
upload a video every week, but I noticed my views were like lower when I did that, and it was just like me just pushing shit out. So what I noticed was that like when I like thought something was like cool and like funny or whatever, I uploaded it. It does really well. Um, so that's one thing I noticed, at least for me. But then again, I'm like still small and stuff, right?
Yeah, because I'm having that same problem too. Because like I've noticed, like if I push like I've been trying to do that same thing. Like I think like one video a week, I consider like consistency.
Yeah.
But I've also noticed like okay, if I do that and then like I post 3 videos the next week, like they all do relatively the same amount anyways. So it's like,
Hmm.
why am I gonna push all that content out if it's gonna just relatively do the exact same as my one, my once a week content? So I'm also still in that process of learning like a schedule and knowing what a good schedule is.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Cause like when I was like 13, I got a lot of dislikes of this video. This video was terrible, by the way, but it was called Club Penguin Trolling, right? I
Mm-hmm.
remember I had
Oh
30K
God, Club
views on it.
Penguin. Boy, does that bring back memories.
Yeah. I had so basically all this video was it was just me playing Club Penguin with
Mm-hmm.
troll music in the background and then just like typing curse words
Oh,
in
that's
in
cringe.
the chat box.
Oh, that is so
That, that,
cringe.
that's what I'm saying, right? Like, but I was 13 though. Like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
think about that. I had a 13 sense of humor. I thought this would be a good video, right? I didn't expect it to get 30K views though,
Mm-hmm.
but it did. Now, did it get a lot of likes? Not really. It got like 80% dislikes, I think, on that. Um, but like that's one thing like you just learn over time.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe this wasn't that funny, like
Yeah.
as I thought it was gonna be. Uh,
And yeah, I'm also relatively small. So my current YouTube is sitting at 37 subscribers, and I get about relatively anywhere from like 6 to 15 views, which for the amount of subscribers I have, I don't think that's a terrible number.
no, it's not.
So, you know,
I saw your channel. You like uploaded like 2 years ago. Last
yeah,
two,
I
3 years.
started it almost it'll be 2 years in May.
Yeah,
So, definitely have come a long way since then. Like if you look at those early videos, they were just cringy and terrible, and I wasn't really even sure what I was doing.
yeah. It always happens. It's always gonna be cringing. Like I still kind of cringe at some of my older videos too. Even the ones like on this current channel I have. Like some of the videos, I'm like, okay, that wasn't that funny. That was a little immature. Like, come on, what are you doing?
So, you briefly mentioned it at the very beginning, but some people that don't know what your channel is, what can they expect on your channel?
Um, just like I guess it's overall it's like comedy's the goal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Try to be funny, but because before I did like gaming videos, and that was because of the pandemic. I was able
Mm-hmm.
to see my friends, so we'll all be like inside playing video games all day. And then I was like, wait, why could I just like record something? Like, it would be cool if you had like a YouTube channel, right? Like something like the post is because I feel like because we thought we were pretty funny, right? Every time we played games, we always had a good time.
I think most
And we
people, when they're in playing in a video game type environment, though, I think most people think that they're funny, and most of the
yeah,
time they're really
yeah.
not.
Yeah, yeah, to be honest, but we were like one of those people, right? So
Mm-hmm.
you start posting. I started posting on YouTube because I was always pretty good at editing. Like as I got older, um, so like because I did vlogs back when I was in high school too. That I did for fun. I didn't post them on YouTube or anything, but I just like sent them around. People was like, "Wow, you're like really good at editing."
Oh, so you
So
were
then
you were on YouTube back when like vlogging was like really popular.
I wasn't on YouTube. Like I
Oh,
didn't
you
post it on
you
YouTube.
just you just vlog just to vlog.
I just vlogged just to vlog. That's the thing, and it was funny. But like
Mm-hmm.
people want to like, yeah, you gotta put more. You gotta put out more. You gotta put out more. Like people like demanding. Like I never had people demand videos before. Like around that time, because remember I made my YouTube channel like in secret. I was making Minecraft videos and like making like walkthroughs and stuff. Like cringy like troll like prank call like all of it was just like it was cringe, right? Like and like I didn't really share it out, but um yeah, I guess back to your original question. I'm sorry, I went off topic,
No,
but
no, it was good. So I didn't. I don't even remember. It was just kind of like what people can expect like if they visit your channel.
funny, a little crude humor. Um, but overall funny, good times. I think my vlogs are. I just started doing vlogs again. I think I'm probably gonna go forward for that for now. I don't want to really do gaming videos that much anymore, to be honest. But
That was actually going to be
I
my next question: is do you have a sole focus on your videos going forward, or are you just going to continue posting whatever?
yeah. Here's the thing. Like, if I had like a larger audience, I'll definitely make like separate channels. To be
Mm-hmm.
honest, but I don't. So, and I basically get the same amount of views as for my vlogs and my like regular gaming videos. So,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kind of just like I'm just gonna upload things, see what happens, and see what works. And if I have like a niche, then I'll just upload that from now on, and then like create like a second channel or something. But right now, I'm just making things that I think is cool to me.
That's a yeah, that's a good way to go about it. Like I don't know if you were here during the part where I said like I'm mostly for the most part I'm a sports podcast,
Yeah, I heard you say that.
but
Yeah.
I'm dipping into other things like so far like I just started the season 2 with the new logo and everything. Like I've just done interviews and I kind of want to do more of that because I like having the interaction between the people cuz I'm not gonna lie, it does get kind of boring when I'm just sitting here in front of a mic talking to myself for an hour, giving my opinion on things. Like I don't
Yeah.
mind doing it, but at the same time, it does get boring after a while, and I kind of like. That's why I'm like really hoping I can find like a permanent co-host at some point because I feel like I just vibe better off somebody. Like even just doing this today, like I have no script like I did yesterday. I have like no notes at all. I'm literally just kind of coming up with stuff on the fly, and
hmm
and talking to you.
Yeah, that's a different way. Cause we had a podcast back in high school, and we kind of did the same thing, but we had like little things that we thought like we would talk about,
Mm.
right? But we don't have like a real script. It's like we'll say Jay-Z did something, and I don't
Mm-hmm.
remember what it was, but then we talked about it for like 20 minutes, right? Like we
Mm.
didn't know like what exactly we were gonna talk about. We just knew that it was gonna be about like this topic. Like, hey, this is a topic. Like, what do we
Right.
think about it? Well, we just went off a tangent and then talked about something else. Talked about I think LeBron went to the Lakers, right? We talked about that a bunch
Mm-hmm.
of times, right? For like a while, um, and just stuff like that. So that's at least how like we did it, but it's different for other people. Honest.
Yeah, so like most of the time, yeah, like I most of the time, like yesterday, I was saying yesterday, like that was like the first time I had like my entire script pretty much written out word for the most part.
Mhm.
Usually I just have like a topic and then I have like 3 or 4 bullet points I would like to cover at some point in the episode. But yeah, most of it is just completely unscripted, off of the top of the head, and running with
Mhm.
it. And I don't
Yeah.
know if that makes for good content or not, but I just feel like I don't know. It feels more natural to me to not sound because when I have a script and I'm reading it word for word, obviously I sound more scripted than just normally talking. So that's why I don't really like having notes all the time. It's just because I copy the notes too much word for word, and then I sound really robotic and just like oh
Mhm.
he's reading off of a script instead of it just sounding naturally.
Hey man, good content is what you think is good. Still on that.
Well, I mean, to be honest, most of my content I find, and I don't know if it's just because I hate hearing my voice back, but I feel like most of the content I do is just annoying. And that's also probably one of the reasons I hate editing is because I hate hearing my voice back. Like, I just did this entire video. I know exactly what I'm going to say and when. I don't need to hear it again.
Bro,
And
that was the one thing I had to get used to.
I think that's the hardest part about editing is hearing yourself back and you're like, I know exactly what's coming and I know what to expect, but I have to get through it anyways.
hmm
And I don't know if it's human nature or what, but I sound deeper talking than I do playing back on video, and I hate the way that I sound on videos and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, I don't really produce good content. To me, I produce annoying content, but people seem to enjoy it.
Okay.
But I don't know. It's just, I guess I'm just way too hard on myself, and I don't know. I guess, like I said, I just don't really like the way that I sound. So to me, all of my videos, because they sound like that, aren't good to me at least.
Yeah, I felt the exact same way, like in high school, because I mean, I already knew like what I sound like, but when I hear it's my like, so like when I hear myself talk like recorded and stuff, I was like, my voice, because that's when my voice started getting deeper, and like I realized I had like a plain like robotic ass like sarcastic like ass voice, right? I
Mm-hmm.
was like, I just sound so boring, you know? Like I was like, why would anyone want to talk to me? And then people like thought like my kind of sarcastic, like dry, kind of like the way I talk and personality and stuff was just entertaining and funny.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, okay, maybe I can like, maybe I'm just different. I thought I was like more enthusiastic, but apparently I'm not. I'm like really like
Yeah, that's
dry
one
and stuff.
thing I have definitely learned to work on. At times, I think that I sound way too monotone. So
Mm-hmm.
I try to find topics specifically that I'm kind of passionate about. That way, it kind of brings out that enthusiasm.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are times, and like I said yesterday, I kind of discussed this, that I struggle to find a topic that I want to talk about. And it's especially hard being in sports, and that's kind of why I'm trying to broaden my horizons a little bit, because with sports it's like, okay, if it's breaking news and I talk about it, 200 other people have already talked about it, and most of the time those 200 people are bigger than me and they have an audience, and that audience isn't going to go away from them. And so it's like, that's why I try to find topics that I'm passionate about, because then I can bring that excitement, and then I'm not just talking like, yeah, so this happened today, and I don't know if I really agree with the ruling or whatever, and on and on, and then I begin to sound monotone. So I really just try to find things that I enjoy that can bring the passion out in my voice.
Yeah, I think with sports, like sports commentary, I think controversy kind of sells in that regard
Which
because
I think
because
that's the main reason I started it, was because I'm very opinionated.
all right, do you find yourself to be like devil's advocate?
Most of the
Like
time and I don't even mean to be, but yeah, most of the time I am devil's
that's
advocate.
perfect.
So,
But I'm telling you, like if you were like to emphasize like your like like opinions on sports
mhm.
and say that like and put in your thumbnail, the title, like people are gonna click on it. Like it's
Yeah.
gonna happen. Like people who don't feel that way are gonna click on that video. Now
Right.
they might disagree, they might think you're BS, but they're gonna click on that video.
Right. And I've stated multiple times in my video, like, I'm welcome the controversy and I welcome the conversation of disagreement,
Hmm.
because I think it makes, in the long run, which it hasn't really happened yet because I'm still not that big, but I think in the long run it'll make my content better having those
Hmm.
disagreements, because then I can bring that person or whatever either on the show, or I can have them like call in or whatever and be like, here's my opinion on this topic. Here's why you don't agree, and we can just have a discussion on that.
Hmm.
Um, like, I have one video up right now. I did a because I'm a wrestling fan, so I found one of my buddies, and we kind of just talked wrestling for a while, and a lot of the things that he said I didn't agree with. And so we
Hmm.
kind of went back and forth and had controversy, and it ended up doing, it's like my second or third most viewed video, because people enjoy the controversy and enjoy the different sides of things. But yeah, more often than not, completely not on purpose, I end up playing devil's advocate.
Yeah, I mean that's perfect. If it's not on purpose, then it makes your arguments easier.
And
Right?
I guess maybe it also has to do with me being in the profession that I'm in, of like news and sports, and being in that profession and having to see both sides. So
Hmm.
I can argue one way or the other, and I guess once I know how somebody is, I will try and tend to lean the other way, just for the sake of the conversation.
Hmm.
But yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely play devil's advocate more often than not. But I also, for the most part, try to see both sides due to the profession that I'm in. I try to, okay, here's one side, here's the other side. Which side do I tend to agree with more?
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, because like people like Skip Bayless, like for example,
He
right?
does it on purpose.
Yeah,
I love Skip Bayless, and a
but
lot
that's
of
what I'm saying.
yeah,
He does it on purpose. Like
yeah.
half the stuff he says, he does not
He
believe that
doesn't
shit, bro.
believe a word. He doesn't believe 85% of the things that come out of his mouth. But he
But his
knows
styles,
but he knows it's going to get people talking about it. So he does it on
exactly.
especially on social media. If you look at
Hmm.
this man's Twitter, most of the things that he says, there's like, I know this old man did not just hit send, but it gets people talking about it. It gets people in his replies, and then they tune into Undisputed the next morning to see what he's going to say.
That's what I'm saying. It happens every time. And then Shannon Sharp has something to argue about, right?
Yep.
Like complete opposites. He likes LeBron. Skip Bayless doesn't. Like he hates LeBron. Everything LeBron does is apparently
Now,
Michael
I
Jordan
will
did it
say
better.
I do think that he believes that, like everything he says about LeBron, he does because, well, one, he knows it's going to get Shannon Sharp upset, but he also does it because he actually truly believes that. Like this man is such a Michael Jordan fan that anything positive about LeBron he's going to disagree with.
I know, but I feel like it's like exaggerated though. Like he
Well,
probably does, but
yes.
he probably thinks like obviously he might think that like Michael Jordan is better than LeBron, right?
Mhm.
Which is fair, right? But he's exaggerated, so it's like oh
Oh,
like because like
absolutely.
LeBron and Michael Jordan have nothing to do with each other, right? But
Neither of them
LeBron like
care. They're both happy about their own success, and then
yeah,
we're the ones that argue which one is better when in the end neither of them care about it.
none of them care, right? But he brings it up every time, like like LeBron will like create a high school in Ohio, right? And he'd be like, "Oh, Michael Jordan would have made like a university, right?" Like, I'm like, what?
Yeah, a
Like, what
lot
does
of
that
it
have
is,
to do?
or people will use that as like an argument of why LeBron's better. Like, look what he did for the community. It's like, do you think either of them actually care? Like,
Yeah, what is that?
they're both just doing their own thing, minding their own business, and then you have us sports heads out here talking, you know, just completely
Yeah.
about which one's better and why, this person is better or this person is better. It was always like when people asked Kobe like his top 5 list, and he
Hmm.
never included himself in that. He never even included himself in like top 10 lists, and they're like, "Well, where do you rank yourself?" He's like, "I'm nowhere near any of that." Like these guys are just so humble, and it's just that we're the ones that are like, "No, they're this way and they're this way." But yeah, a lot of and I definitely want to be on Skip Bayless's level one day because his level of troll is master class, and I definitely want to get to that level one day where I say something so blasphemous that people don't know if I actually believe it or not. That's the kind of level that I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, you can get there.
But for the most part, right now, I kind of just drop my truth, like my truth bombs and, what I believe. So everything that I currently say right now, I 100% believe and back up. I'm not Skip Bayless yet. I'm not Max Kellerman. I'm not Stephen A. yet.
Yeah.
I would love to get to that level one day and just come on here 4 or 5 times a week and just talk with somebody and have, a undisputed first take like show. That would be awesome.
Yeah. Cause like me, like I debate with people like when it comes to like hip hop music all the time. Like people I think is like better than this other person. When it comes to like let's say like oh this person's more lyrical than this guy, I'm like no he's not, bro. Or like this guy's more consistent. But wait, with music it's kind of hard because it's like subjective, you
Yep.
know.
I think a lot of
But
things are subjective though. Like sports is subjective, music is subjective. A lot of
yeah,
things that we have opinions for are subjective.
yeah. But like with music it's hard because like some people just don't like the way it sounds, you know. That's what most of music is. Like I
Mm-hmm.
just don't like the sound of it. Like it might be good for you. Like to me, like I just don't like the way it sounds. Like the idea could be cool, right? Like for example, like Kendrick Lamar could like put out a song that's like, oh, this is like really dope. Like how much a dollar costs is a really good song. I understand what the song means. I understand why people like it,
And
but
then
it could
there's
just
gonna
not
be
be for
somebody
me.
that's like, "Oh, Kendrick Lamar's stupid. His music sucks."
Yeah.
It's like maybe to you, and you're not into that kind of music, but it's like this person finds it enjoyable.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Yeah,
And my parents aren't big fans of hip hop music, but That's kind of
Hmm.
the genre that I lean to most. I'll listen to other things, but it's just like that's what I enjoy, and I understand that not everybody will like it. Like the newer rappers now, like the new hip hop artists, I can't stand. So like my music
Are you
taste
an
is
old head?
a lot of my music taste is like early 2000s, like 2010s and such. Just because I don't like a lot of the new stuff.
Okay,
Because
that's fair.
to me, a lot of the new heads they all sound the same.
I mean, you could argue about people back in the day too,
You
like the
could, but
same
I
thing.
think more so now, like everybody's like auto tune with like the same basic beat, and then they all talk about the same thing.
It's kind of like the way like in the '90s too.
It
'90s was the
was,
same
but I
way.
feel like it was more so like their personal struggles back then, more so than it is now. Like everybody, it's kind of more leaning towards what's trendy. Like especially like I think like that's especially like a guy like Drake. Like I think he's leaning more towards being trendy now more so than he was back in the day when he was just making good music.
I would disagree. And back in the day, being like being like quote unquote like from the hood and gangsta was trendy. So that's what a lot of people did. Even people who weren't like from there, they would still rap about it. Like even in the '90s, they would do that. Like they'll cap so much in their raps. It's crazy. Like it doesn't matter what time it was. It was easier back then because you didn't have to have receipts. But now we have like the internet and all this stuff. Like, you can record what you're
Mm,
doing, bro.
yeah.
But it's harder now because like you could just say like, oh, I did all this. Did you see you do it?
I think
Nah.
well I agree to a point where I think at some point like all genre of music like that genre of music is all going to sound the same at some point.
Yeah.
But I
I'm
think more so that like they're more generic now than they were back then. Like everybody kind of like they talked about the same thing and rapped about the same thing, but they all kind of had like their own flow. Where now I feel like okay, if you've heard this person, then you've heard these other three because they all kind of sound very similar rather than finding their own style.
hmm I can yeah. I mean like it's hard because like I I like this generation a lot. I think this is like the best. I think the 2010s was the best generation in my
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah, I kind of lean towards that
Because
too. Like the 2010s was just such a great time for music, and then even a little bit older than that, and then it kind of grew towards more what's trendy of like just going on in the world in general, and then
well, yeah, I mean I feel like it always kind of was, but I feel like this is the most creative um era in music, right?
see that's where I would
It's
disagree because that's where I say like everybody sounds the same. So like it's
what?
not really creative if everybody sounds the same. Like nobody really has an identity for themselves now, more so like they did
What?
back
In the
in
2010s? Yeah, I
in
can
the
name like so
2010s,
many
yes.
artists that
In the
did.
2010s, that's why I think the 2010s is so great because like everybody had like their own identity. Like,
But it's like 2022 though. It's like 2 years later.
yeah, well, not really because it's like been on like a downward spiral for a few years now.
Really?
So I think like the early part of the 2010s, and then I think like
Okay, but it's
2017 ish, it kind of started to go downhill a little bit.
2017ish. Mm, nah, I wouldn't say that. I talk about like new artists around that time, like in 2017, like they weren't as unique.
Yeah, yeah, like the newer artists coming in, like obviously not like the Kendrick Lamars and the Drakes and all that. I'm not talking about those guys. I'm talking about like the newer people.
Around 2017. I'm trying to think of who was there. Like you don't like Roddy Rich? You don't think he's unique?
No, I don't really listen to his music much.
Okay, what about Baby Keem?
They mentioned him yesterday. I don't know who that is. Like they mentioned him
See,
yesterday
yeah,
too. They're like,
as
are
Kendrick
you a fan
Lamar's
of Baby Kim?" I'm like, I don't know who that is. Like and
no,
like
that was me. That was me.
that
But
was yeah.
as Kendrick Lamar's cousin.
You mentioned it, and then the look on Kelly's face, I was like, I don't know who that is. Her mouth got. I'm like, I literally have no idea who that is. Like, you guys have got to explain. And then nobody told me who he was until just now. I'm like, I don't know who that is. Who is Baby Keem? And
Baby
you guys were
Keem's
so stunned and shocked. I didn't know who that was. I'm like, so nobody's gonna tell me who this is. You guys are just gonna
just,
leave me
just
hanging to figure it
listen to
out.
his music, bro. Like that's a unique artist right there. 26, 2017. I mean, I guess like Travis Scott in a way. Travis Scott basically defined the sound. He's pretty unique. I think Playboi Carti's unique too.
Can't stand him either. Be
But he's
honest.
unique. He's unique. Like no one was making music like that before him.
Fair
Yeah,
point.
I mean,
Fair
it's
point.
unique,
Fair
right?
point.
So I think it's creative, right? Because like I feel
Hmm.
like a lot of like most of hip hop now is just a bunch of subgenres at this point.
Yeah.
There's like so many different types, right?
Yeah.
Whereas like I would say like in the early like 2000s, it's more so like there'd be like East Coast, then West Coast, right? And then it'll be like South rap, right?
Yeah, but even then, like a lot of the West
And
Coast
then
and
pop
East
rap.
Coast guys, none of them really sounded the same. Like, Tupac didn't sound the same as like Snoop Dogg, and Snoop Dogg didn't sound the same as this guy.
Yeah, but
And
those are the major guys though. You guys gotta keep in mind, those are the major like artists. I guarantee you, if you were there at that time, you listened to a lot of the hip hop artists there, that a lot of them would sound the same.
I mean, but look at the mainstream guys now. They all sound. That's what I'm saying. It's like a lot of the
All
mainstream
right,
guys now
all
all
right,
sound
name the
the
mainstream
same.
guys right now.
Well, who you people listen to? Because I don't listen to these people. So who's like super
So,
mainstream?
so you think Travis Scott sounds just like Roddy Ricch?
Well, I don't really know who Roddy Ricch is, so I can't say
You,
yes or no
but how
on
you
that.
gonna? Okay, man. So do you think
I mean, I've heard like snippets, and like I'm like, okay, I've heard this beat on like four other rappers, tracks. So that's more so of what I'm
I
getting at because, like I said, I haven't really listened to a lot of the newer guys, but I've
that's the
heard like
thing.
their beats and like a lot of their stuff. Just like the beats and the chorus all sound the same.
Really, like it's the same thing like in the boom bap area though. Like a lot of beats did sound the same. It's just the ones that were good stood out a lot more,
That's a fair
in my
point.
opinion.
That's
Like
a
that.
fair point.
That's just how I see it. I feel like the only unique like rappers around like the early 2000s was like Eminem and like Outkast and like MF Doom. Right? Those are like the most unique, in my opinion, rappers at that time. And would Kanye be considered one too?
Yeah, Kanye would definitely be
Yeah,
considered one.
Kanye, and then maybe Jay Z.
Jay
But
Z.
Jay Z was like a pioneer though.
Yeah,
To
Jay Z
that.
was a pioneer, and then Eminem took off and ran with it and became the greatest to ever do it. So,
You think Eminem is the greatest to ever do it?
yeah, yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
god, are you serious?
yes.
You like his albums now?
I mean, now he's fallen off, but like,
He didn't just fall off. He fell off the
he's
cliff,
definitely
bro.
not as great as he was back then. Like, back then,
Well, yeah, back
he
then, yeah, he
definitely
was
was the greatest, like, of all time, and there's, like, no debate about that.
greatest of
But,
all time to do it.
I mean, do you have somebody
Uh,
better?
I think Kanye is better, in my opinion.
See, I
I
like
think Kanye is
Kanye's
way better.
music, and I was playing Apex Legends the other day, and actually somebody asked me, like, who's better, Kanye or Drake? And I couldn't give a solid answer because I enjoy both of them, and they both, they're both a little different. And personally, Kanye might be better, but I enjoy a lot more of Drake's music.
Kanye is way. Are
So,
you kidding me,
so
bro? He has so many classics.
he does.
Like, bro, like it's almost like almost more than half his discography is classics. You
And,
know how crazy that is? College Dropout, right?
oh,
Boom.
great
Late
album.
registration. Late registration. Boom. Graduation. 808's a heartbreak.
Here's the
My
thing, though.
beautiful
I don't
Dutch.
think any of those are better than Take Care. And
What?
that's the thing. It's like as great as those are, I don't think they're better than Take Care. Like Take Care is such a great album, front to
Oh
back.
my god.
Kanye has
Better than
more
Take
albums that are
Care?
better than Drake. Like Drake, like
Better than Take. You think
he
that's
has
better
he
than?
has he has Take Care, and then like nothing else really. He has like good songs within the
I'm
albums, but
sorry,
like
but Take Care is
outside
so
of like
overrated.
outside of like
Take.
Take Care, he doesn't really have an album that like has like playable songs all the way through.
but like Take Care is just so like I appreciate Take Care. It did define like a lot of the 2010 sounds, right? Of like pop rap. But like the only thing good about Take Care for me was mostly just the production, right? Everything
Mhm.
else, like the stuff he was saying was just so like
Well, yeah, but
sometimes
I'm
it's so
saying
like
like
middle
more so
brow.
from like a standpoint of like from song one to the very last song. There's like no skips in between it. Where like the rest of his albums, there's like one or two, maybe three good songs, and then you can just skip the entire rest of the album.
I feel like Take Care does have skips, in my
And
opinion.
then that's where I think Kanye comes in and better because a lot more of his albums are you can play all the way through.
Yes, and they have more impact too. Like 808's a Heartbreak. How many people made albums like that before him?
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and also like Kanye basically made Drake, bro. Like
True.
Drake wouldn't be a rapper he is today without Kanye.
I
A
think
lot, a
Lil
lot of
Wayne
people like
also has
that.
a big influence on Drake and the person that
Yeah,
he
Lil
is.
Wayne does too. I like with the punchlines wise, but like with the whole like nerdy like type of like rappers, like
Hmm.
kind of like started that, you know? Like production style too. Like it's all like kind of pioneered a lot of that
Oh
stuff.
yeah, no,
That's
I'm
why I
not
think
disagreeing with you. I'm just saying like I couldn't give a definite answer because I like so much music from the both of them. But like
My
if you're
Beautiful
talking
Dark Twisted
about like,
Fantasy,
but if you're talk,
Yeezus.
but if you're talking about like from like who influenced the game more, then it's definitely Kanye, and I'm not gonna disagree with that at all.
But it's
But
also discography, man. Like it's so many like Life of Pablo, man. What, bro? It has so many like, and even like Donda versus Certified Lover Boy, bro. Like you can even see like,
oh god, I didn't even. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even listen to Certified Lover Boy.
yeah, it has some tracks, but like it's not like you could tell like who's better just from that, right? Like I don't know. I just think it's an easy answer in my opinion. Maybe I'm saying it because I'm a huge Kanye fan.
Right,
Like I think
and, uh,
I think he's the greatest to ever do it, in my opinion.
and like I said, that's why I couldn't give a definitive answer because I like both of their music a lot, and I'm a big fan of both of them. But I mean, it's really, and that's the kind of the great thing about music like sports is they're so intertwined because it's just like opinions and there's so much that goes into both.
Yeah, but I can't. The thing is, look, listen, I used to be a huge Eminem fan, right? I listened to all his stuff, every single thing you can imagine. I listened to it, right? Other than like post revival, because that's kind of iffy, right? Um, but thing is that like I feel like the reason why I don't think he's that good anymore. Cause like, he definitely was. He had a crazy run in the beginning, right?
Mm-hmm.
The 3 hour run was dope as fuck, right? It was really
Yeah.
super creative. No one really did that at that time, especially like with the comedy rap, like all the like the sound effect. That shit was funny, right? It
Mm-hmm.
was clever. He was dope as fuck, and the production was dope as hell too, right? But the thing is that like he kind of fell into like I'm just gonna do what people like, basically.
I don't know, and it might be I
Um,
might be showing my homer a little bit because I am originally from Michigan, and Eminem is like the biggest thing that we've ever had. So, so maybe I show my homer bias a little bit in saying that, but to me, I don't think there's
yeah.
been anybody that's ever done it better than him.
Okay. Sure. I guess. I don't know. I don't know. But I would say, man, hey, he is the greatest selling rapper of all time, right? So you gotta give it to him for that. So
Kanye not a bad either. I'd throw Jay Z in there as well. He'd also belong in the conversation.
yeah, I like Jay Z a lot, but I don't like him anymore because I went to a Brooklyn Nets game and the chicken sandwiches were $30, so I blame Jay Z for that.
That's typical concessions though.
$30 for a chicken sandwich,
That is a little ridiculous, but
$15 for a bottle of water,
$15 for a bottle of water?
$15, fifteen
Bro, I went
dollars.
to AT&T Stadium last weekend. It was $5 for a bottle of water.
That's what I'm saying.
Which is still
So
ridiculous, don't get me wrong, but like I'd much
so
rather
this is
pay
why
five
listen,
dollars
man.
than $15 for a bottle of water.
This is why it's fuck Jay-Z. I don't like Jay-Z anymore. I love the Blueprint, love the Black Album. Don't like him anymore.
I will say that somebody who I think deserves to be in the conversation that not a lot of people talk about is Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
I definitely think
Yeah,
he
he
deserves to be in that conversation of one of the greatest MCs.
Mhm. Yeah, he's definitely like in my at least like top 15.
Because
My personal
to
top
me,
15.
he's super underrated. Like, there's a lot of people that don't like his music, and I understand what he raps about and stuff isn't for everybody. But just like his punchlines in general and stuff, like I think he's
Mhm.
super duper underrated.
Oh yeah, like when it comes to when he's actually like when he gets in his bag, like Lil
Mm.
Wayne is nice. But the thing is for me is that like his albums I think is kind of they're just so bad sometimes, man. And I love the Carter 3, right? But
Mm. I
and I
prefer the
love his I like
I
his
prefer the
mixtapes
Carter
too.
4, but the Carter 3 is still great, good as well.
Yeah, like I like a lot of his like mixtapes too.
Yep.
Like when he just goes on a beat and just like kills it, right? I love that shit. But when it comes to like albums, like
Yeah, and when you heard the lighter spark before every song, you just
yeah,
knew it was gonna be a
he's about to
banger.
go in, right?
You just
Yeah,
absolutely knew it was gonna be a banger as soon as you heard the flick of the lighter. You're like, up, I'm invested now.
yeah. But yeah, Lil Wayne, yeah, definitely should be in the conversation. Honestly, my personal top five is Kanye, MF Doom, Andre 3000, Tyler the Creator,
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
and
Tyler the Creator.
yeah.
Hold on, you're gonna have to elaborate on that one a little bit.
Well, you don't like Tyler?
I didn't say all that. I just don't think he should be in it. I don't think he should be anywhere near a top five list.
This is my favorite album of all time. Literally my favorite album. I love this album. I could play it any time of the day, and I won't never get sick of it. It's just amazing. If you have you listened to Tyler at all?
Yes, but I still don't think he should be in the top five, any near
How
anybody's
much have
top
you listened to
five.
him? Like, what albums you listen to?
I mean, I couldn't give you a specific album name, but I've heard a decent amount of his songs, you know. But
Okay,
just
all
from
right.
hearing, those few songs, I wouldn't put him in my personal top five. But
Listen to Igor, and it'll change your mind.
I
I want you
doubt
to listen to
that. But
Igor.
all
No,
right.
no. I want you to listen to Igor today, and I want you to tell me. I want you to tell me like the story of the album and everything, and then if you still don't like it, that's fine. But to
Okay.
me, Tyler has been on a hell of a run, and he was like one of the first artists to be weird and sell out Madison Square Garden. Like artists like him selling out Madison Square Garden is one of the biggest things in hip hop that people don't
That is
realize.
impressive, but
Like, bro, people like Tyler to sell out Madison Square Garden. Bro, people in the hip hop in the 2000s would never think of that at all. Never selling out Madison Square Garden, selling out like arenas from a guy like Tyler.
mhm.
That's just phenomenal. Like, and he's so creative. Like, all his albums, like, I mean, not all of his albums. I feel like his earlier work is kind of eh,
Mhm.
but he's developed so much, and to see him grow this much as an artist, and to like just be like to finally find like his fitting, right?
Mhm.
And he's been on a hell of an album run. Like these past three albums have been like really good, and I highly recommend them. Like from Flower Boy to Igor to Call Me If You Get Lost, those are really dope albums.
All right, I will listen to it just to see where in the world this outrageous top five came from.
I get this. This is my personal top five, right?
Right.
This is people
No, no,
I
I
speak.
get that. You are the first person
Yeah,
I know that has Tyler the Creator anywhere near their top five, let alone their top 10.
yeah. I mean, like, listen, I'm not one of those people who just put like old rappers say like, oh, these guys. I don't say Tupac, Biggie, Nas. I'm like, to me, in
Which,
my opinion, those guys aren't in my top five,
as
right?
great as Tupac was, I'm not a big Tupac guy. I'm
I'm
just
not a
not.
big Tupac fan. I
And
appreciate him,
and
right?
he's great, and he's undoubtedly one of the best. I just could never get into his style of music.
Hmm.
Like, he has good songs, but it's just like he was just one of those guys I could just never get into.
Yeah, I understand, and it's also a different time too.
Yeah.
Um, but I do like Me Against the World a lot. So it's like one of the first hip hop albums I listened to. It was that in like Illmatic. It was one of the first hip hop albums I listened to. But yeah, like I like Nas and stuff, but it is not my personal top five.
All right, so let me
That
ask you this then. So, what are your opinions on like guys like NBA YoungBoy, Migos, and stuff like that? Because to me, I can't stand those guys. Like,
so I think NBA YoungBoy is trash.
thank you.
Uh,
Somebody else finally agrees with me. Like, this
I mean,
dude
it's
is
kind of a
terrible.
meme to say like, "Oh, YoungBoy better." It's a meme, right?
I
A lot of
have
people
a
don't like
friend of mine.
YoungBoy.
His favorite artist is NBA YoungBoy, and I'm like, dude, I don't understand what you see in this dude's music. Like, his music is garbage.
Yeah. But I like Migos sometimes. Sometimes I'm not like a huge Migos fan,
I
but
think
some stuff is just like so catchy. It's
I
like
will say
I
that
just
I
cannot listen.
think I liked them at first when they were like, hip and popular and catchy, and then
Like Bad and Bougie, like that era right
yeah,
there.
like that era is I think that's kind of when everybody kind of liked them, but then like after that era, I can't stand them now.
Yeah, I feel like your music kind of like fell off, but um, yeah. Do you like Young Thug?
No. I don't like Young Thug. I don't
I like Young Thug. I think his album So Much Fun is like one of my favorite albums. Like 2019. I love the album. It's just so much fun.
This is
Like,
going off topic a little bit, but this is another artist I cannot stand. Do you like Taylor Swift?
not really. It's not for me.
Okay. I'm glad there cuz I have I have friends that are just so positive towards Taylor Swift, and I'm like, I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't see it.
Yeah, I mean, I could kind of see why people like her. She's always like in her radio, I guess. I don't know. I don't really like listen to like pop radio, to be honest. Alright. That's just me though. That's me personally. I just don't really like that type of like pop music. Like
I'm
I'm not
just
a huge like pop fan.
I'm just glad because a lot of people enjoy Taylor Swift that I see, and I'm just like, no, definitely not.
I think the only pop artist I kind of like is like Billie Eilish.
I
So
kind of have listened to her, not really too much. For me, it's Ariana Grande, which that's like the typical guy answer to say, but
yeah, Billie Eilish is pretty good. I mean, sorry, Ariana Grande is pretty good.
but
But I like Billie Eilish more. I think I just like the production, like the
yeah,
whole sound is like
I've seen
super
her
dope.
music videos. Her music videos are incredible. So
Yeah, they're dope as fuck.
I will give that
I
to
like
her.
Billie
Like her
Eilish a lot.
creativity in her music videos is awesome.
Yeah, and her writing and her songs are really good. Like I think the first song I heard from her was "Wish You Were Gay," and that writing in that song is like amazing. Like it's like really good. I don't know if it's her or her brother who writes the music, but it's just
It's
really good.
probably her. Because if it's
Yeah,
anything like her music videos, it's definitely her because she's like one of the people that like I can appreciate that still has like an uber amount of creativity still
it
left in
might be
her
a
when it
mix of
comes to
both.
like
I'm pretty sure. I think his brother writes some stuff of hers, but um, yeah, I think she's dope.
yeah, I don't really know where else to go with music, but I do enjoy the music topic a lot. So
I mean, I could keep going, but I'm kind of tired right now. I'm not gonna lie.
uh okay we me and Kelly talked about this before stream yesterday, but what do you think of country music?
I want to get into country music.
You do?
Yeah, I really
Personally,
want
I
to.
personally I'll listen to almost anything. Country music is like where I draw the line. Like country music and like screamo where you're like screaming into the microphone unnecessarily for 4 minutes. Like those are two things that I like refuse to get into.
I feel like they're like different types of country music, and I want to get into the country music that I feel like people will actually like, are like really into it. Cause like I feel like there's like a certain like sound to country music that people actually like fuck with that I think is good.
Right.
Cause like
And
I've heard some stuff and I was like, this doesn't sound bad. It doesn't sound like that hillbilly kind of like
right, and
stereotype of
that's
country
kind of
music.
what swayed me away. And like my stepdad has said the same thing. He's like, "Well, country music's changed. It's not the same old like hillbilly country music that it was." And but that's like kind of in the first place what kind of swayed me away from country music was I don't really care about your pig and your farm. So like I
Yeah,
never really
but
caught on to that.
yeah, But they're like, yeah, keep in mind, they're like stereotypes to all music, right? Where
There is.
if you
Well,
look at,
people think that all hip hop is killing cops and gang banging. So,
yeah, and
you
that's
know.
what I'm saying, right? I was gonna say that, like, it's the same thing. So it's like I don't want to say like I don't think there's a particular genre that I don't really like, you know.
Hmm.
Like, I feel like I like almost anything. Because my taste has varied over the years.
Oh,
Like
absolutely.
first,
Like, yeah, mine
yeah,
like
I like
for
a
a
lot of like
long.
EDM and like fucking what's that shit called? Like trap music and shit.
Yeah,
Like, I
so
like that
for
shit.
yeah for a long time it was just like trap music and hip hop, and then and I think that had to do with because a lot of the times when I was younger, my parents didn't really like it, so I couldn't really listen to it around them, or, so I always had to find something else, and it was usually like rock and stuff. But then when I was able to like kind of be on my own and be more independent and have that freedom to listen to what I wanted to, it was definitely like only hip hop for a long, long time. And then now
Yeah.
I'm kind of been more open to just whatever.
Hmm. Yeah. At least is like
And I think it's good to have a variety too, because listening to one kind of music,
it gets boring.
it does get boring, and it's like, okay, and I know they said like they all sound the same earlier, and that's kind of how it is. Like when you listen to just hip hop all day, you're like, okay, I've heard these dudes talk about the same thing for like 2 hours. It's time to change it up a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I agree.
Chat doesn't look very active at the moment, but I do see a few people in here. So hello
Yeah,
everybody.
that's fun. That could be fun.
I see Kelly's in here. Hi.
What's up, Kelly? Oh, yeah, that's it for me. To be honest.
So yeah, with nothing else really. Oh wow, this went about the same time that me and Kelly talked, but
Hey, we talked for a while. See, there you
went about an
go.
hour. So
Yeah.
got some good stuff in there. Well, I don't know if you have
So,
any like closing remarks to tell people.
check out my YouTube, CalebC. You might see Caleb City at first. You just gotta scroll down a little bit, and you see my name.
Yep.
Um,
So it's also in the title of this. This was kind of a surprise, not gonna lie. So I put surprise live with CalebC YT. So
nice,
follow him
nice,
on
nice.
YouTube, CalebC. Follow me on those links that you see below me, below the talking heads. I will have a new YouTube video out today, actually. So make sure you guys go and watch that. It'll be from my interview I had yesterday. As far as this one goes with us, I think I'll put this one out later in the week. I want to kind of let that one go out there for a minute and kind of grow, and then I'll throw this one out there.
Dope.
But it's definitely a good time. I appreciate you pretty much just
Yeah.
offering to throw yourself on here. We don't really know each other like that, so it was kind of nice to just not really
Yeah, I
know what
like
to
to get to
expect
know
at
each other.
all.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
Same thing for if anybody's new in here. If you see this on YouTube or you're watching this on Twitch right now, anything you want to talk about, hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, Discord, whatever. You can hit me up on Twitch too. Let me know. I'll find a way to get you onto the show. Caleb, if you ever want to come back on again, if there's like some new album out or something, and you're like, hey bro, have you heard this album yet? Let's talk about it. We can do that, or anything.
Oh,
Definitely.
you know what I was coming out soon. Black Star, like Mos Def and Talib Kweli.
Mm-mm.
Oh, well, they're coming out with a new album after like 25 years. So, but I thought you know him because early 2000s and like
Just because
old
I listen
school.
to it doesn't mean I listen to every single person within that.
I'm just kidding. Though.
So yeah, so anything anybody wants to talk about, hit me up with a message. I'll get you on here. It's an open platform, an open discussion. I love having open discussions. Like, I didn't even think we would get on the music track. I'm going to be honest, I thought this would be like 15, 20 minutes max. I'm going to be completely honest. Like, and that's due to us not really knowing each other like that. Like, it's easy
Hmm.
for me to talk an hour with Kelly because I've known her for almost 3 years. So it's like easy for me to talk for an hour with her. But for somebody I don't know, for us to go an hour is pretty incredible actually. So
And for 3 years? Wait, did you guys meet online or in person?
yes, no, online. She lives in Canada, so it's
Oh.
kind of hard for me to, you know.
Oh, I thought like you were in Canada or something,
No,
or
no.
you guys
So
met at like I don't know, like TwitchCon or something.
I'm trying to go this year, but don't know if that's gonna be possible. So
Damn, I kind of want to go this year. I have like a video idea I want to do, and I just I have a really good idea. I just hope because thing is like I'm kind of shy.
well,
Uh,
I
especially
swear every content creator I've come across has said the exact same thing.
bro.
Everybody
Okay,
says they're shy. I said I'm shy. Kelly said she's shy. Now you're saying you're shy.
alright, bro. Like I'm the thing is like when I have a camera though, like I'm a little bit more open. But for the most part, like when it comes to like talking to like, random people like out of nowhere, like it's hard. Like at least for
You
me.
didn't find it very hard. You jumped in my chat yesterday like, "Hey, bro, I'm trying to jump on the podcast." I'm like,
That's
it's
because that's easy. That's
kind of
easy because
random
like
though. But I'm kind of this random person that you don't really know that you knew through Kelly, and I'm like, all right, I'm down.
I mean I don't know. I have like random spurts of like oh I can like talk to anybody because like I was kind of like I was kind of trolling a bit like because like I don't know. I just thought it would be like cool to be on here, but because I just like talking about myself. But that's really it.
That's not conceited at all, but you know. But no, I do appreciate it, and I do hope you had a good time for not knowing anything or anything about me really outside of what you learned yesterday and the little bit that you've seen. So
All right, cool.
I do
Well,
very
thanks
much
for talking.
appreciate it. So that's it for today, and I'll catch you guys next time.